Hello everybody, Zach here, and welcome to another car vlog, kind of. I don't know if I'm going to title it as a vlog or I'm just going to do something else, but I am in the Crown Vic here, and I am going to tell you 5 things I hate about owning a used CVPI or used police interceptor. First, I want to disclaim that this is not, I do not hate this car. This was actually inspired by, there's a lot of YouTube videos that do it out there. One of my inspirations, Street Speed 717, he's done a couple 5 things I hate and 5 things I love, specifically about his Hellcat. Really interesting to, hear those opinions and see those opinions. So check that out if you have the chance. And 2, don't get me wrong when I say these things, it's not that I didn't know these things going in either. So it's not that I didn't know it's just I figured, hey, I'll assemble a list because I've been driving the car for a little bit and I know a few things about it now, and then I can, put it all in one place. So without further ado, let's get into it. So number 1 would probably be people treat you as a potential police officer. You could look at that as a plus or a negative, but the negative would be that you get in a single lane road, back road like this, and you get stuck behind somebody. Again, knew this going in, not a surprise. Heck, I do it when I'm in any other car and I think it could be a potential police officer. I'm not saying I don't drive the speed limit when there's not law enforcement behind me, but you become more cautious just in that chance that it's a police officer. So yeah, that's one, I don't want to say major thing, but that's one thing. Number 2, it is a boat of a car. Again, it's a Crown Vic. It is not surprising, considering its history too. It used to be the LTD, or LTD Crown Victoria, and then, it's had numerous options. It's been used as the Grand Marquis, as the Grand Marquis. It's also been used as a Lincoln Town Car, so it's no surprise that it's a big car. But the negatives that come along with that are gas mileage, not anything crazy. It's the 4.6. It's actually the same engine in my F-150. Not crazy on its gas mileage or crazy amount of power, but it gets the job done, and it's reliable. I mean, the 4.6 was used up until recently in Ford cars and trucks. So there's obvious reason for it. Number 3, no traction control / rear wheel drive. I would say the real negative out of that is no traction control. There's a lot of cars with traction control out there, and traction control really helps definitely in something that is rear wheel drive, or heck, even stuff that is front wheel drive. Traction control does assist. Now, the secondary issue with not having, traction control and then also being rear wheel drive is because it seems like in any type of slippery condition, this thing likes the rear wheels just like to give up the traction. It seems very easy to break that traction. So it's just something to be mindful, but that's also something to be mindful in a lot of rear wheel drive vehicles too. So there's no surprise there. But yeah, and the other thing too, rear wheel drive, it's why a lot of the police departments have moved to all-wheel drive vehicles and why the new police interceptors are all-wheel drive. I see the reason for that in areas, definitely Pennsylvania. It's much more important to have that kind of system considering the weather that we get. The rear-wheel drive, not an issue in most Midwest or out west areas because the weather, other than rain occasionally and what have you, not as much of an issue out there. Number 4, lacking necessities. You could say that this car, sorry, I'm taking a pretty abrupt turn there. This car lacks necessities, but you also could say, well, you should probably know that going in, as well as you could argue the fact that, well, it has the basic necessities. Also, cars have come a long way in the last, I would say 10 years in terms of what they've put into cars. Like most regular base model cars are now coming with air conditioning, or most, like powered options, which for being, this is kind of turning this on end, but for being a basic car, it does have electric stuff throughout, which again is a surprise with something so base. 5, and this is actually kind of hard. It goes a little bit both ways. Comfort. The suspension is is not perfect, but at the same time, it goes across that fine line of being super comfortable to ride in and not, if that makes any sense. It's not floaty like the Lincoln Town Car would be, or even the Grand Marquis would be, both with air suspensions. This doesn't, this doesn't operate like that. So it leaves a little bit to be desired in that section. That being said, it is a big car. It's very long wheelbase. It will go over things with no problems. Its ride height's a little bit taller to deal with bumps and to deal with the ability to drive over curbs and what have you. Not that that's my intent whatsoever, but it's nice to know that it has those certain things in mind. So yeah. Oh, side things is not part of the 5 list, I would say. And these are going to be more particular to my car. It's used, so there are going to be things that it comes with that are not going to be perfect, and things that I may potentially fix or change down the road. One of the things is having a cage. I actually talked to Bugs about this because he was like, "Are you going to keep the cage?" And I was like, "Maybe, at least for now." And he's like, "Okay, well, first time you get some people back in there, you're going to see how obnoxious it is having that cage in there." And he's 100% right. So that may definitely be something that changes here shortly. 2, the exhaust. So some people in my last video noticed, they were like, why is your exhaust so loud? Or, does it have a hole in it or something? Well, it's either one of two things. I don't see any visible holes from underneath the car, but, and you're probably gonna hear it a bunch in this video, but the cat could be gone. I have a check engine code for, or a P code for the O2/cat sensor, so it could be that. And then I'm not, to be honest, I'm not that concerned about that. If that's the case, I will either replace the cat, or if there's 2 cats, I'm not sure. But I'll replace them, no big deal. And this is actually kind of what I was talking about. He's talking about getting stuck behind people. I'm stuck behind somebody right now. But that could be somebody that just regularly drives the speed limit anyways, not necessarily somebody that thinks it's a potential police officer. It all depends. But anyways, thanks for watching this video on 5 things I hate about the CVPR having a used police car. I plan on doing a 5 things I love, so stay tuned for that. That's definitely in the works. And again, I apologize for the exhaust noise if that's something that's bothering you. I apologize for that. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.